So what we're going to have a look at now is some more mount, but looking at more submissions and things like that rather than controls and working the elbows up. Okay, so we're just going to assume that I've already mounted properly and I've got a nice high mount with these elbows up. Okay, so just a couple of things to note with the high mount. So what's good about it is I'm not sitting on his hips. So if he bucks his hips, my balance isn't affected too much, and it actually becomes worse for him when my weight comes back down and lands right on his sternum. Okay, so that's a good thing to know about the high mount. It's easier to be balanced. Okay, now I want to be sitting right on the top of his sternum, just under his rib cage. Okay, so I can get all my weight just there and sit back and relax. Yeah, and it's pretty unpleasant. Pete's got a fair bit of weight on me. I'm a lot lighter, but if you get all your weight just in the right spot, it can be pretty unpleasant for anyone. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is start to look at how to submit once I've got the right position. Okay, so what I really like to do to keep this position, okay, I'm going to just rotate my body a little bit. Okay, you can do it either way, but just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go to my right. Okay, I'm just rotating around. Okay, just a slight bit. Okay, now what I do, I block his head. So I can either just post on the mat and turn his head this way, or I can put a grip in the collar, which for the submission, the grip in the collar is better. Okay, so I've just turned my body and blocked his head this way. Okay, so what I've done is made it so he can only escape one way. Because his head is turning to his right, he can only escape that way. But I've kind of put him in checkmate because I've rotated my body around that way. My whole knee and hips is blocking his shoulder this way. So he can't escape that way anyway. Okay, and you might say, oh, this leg's a bit, in danger of getting put in half guard with his arm, but can you try and put that leg in half guard? He can't turn because his head's turned this way. If I didn't have his head, he would just turn and then put in half guard, okay, like that. But because I block his head, okay, I can just literally just push his head this way. He can't turn his hips that way. He can turn his hips, but he can't rotate his body, okay? So it's kind of like a checkmate. I'm here like this on the center mount. Now he can go either way. So what I do, I just come here and rotate, okay? Hold a grip, here like this, okay? Now the only way he can go is this way, but he can't because I'm sitting there, okay? Now what I do, I bring this leg up into an S mount, here like this, okay? And this is even worse. I got the corner of my butt cheek right on the point of his sternum, okay? I'm taking a little bit of weight off just so he can sit there for a while, but you can submit people like this just by sitting here and leaning back, okay? Having all your weight right in the perfect spot. It's not very pleasant at all, okay? So, what I'm doing here, I've basically just got two submissions waiting for me, okay? You can see his arms sitting right here just for me to go ahead and arm lock it. But I've also got this collar grip in nice and deep, so I can put my other hand in and go straight for this collar grip as well, okay? So I've got two submissions while I'm here. So he can't really escape, okay? And it's pretty unpleasant at the same time, all right? So basically I'm just going to sit here and go, okay, what are you going to defend? For now, he's defending the choke with this hand down here. He's blocking my other hand coming into the lapel, okay? He's not letting this get his second lapel because he's scared of getting choked. But in doing that, he's left this arm here. So I go, okay, I won't choke you. I'm just going to come here, take this arm. I lean forward a little bit, put this leg over, and now I go back, and I've got the arm lock here like this. Okay, so again, I'm here on the high mount already. Okay, we learned how to do that in the last video. What I do, block his head, turn to one side, and put the collar grip in. Okay, now I can sit here for a little bit if I want, or just go straight to the S, here like this. It's called the S mount because if you look at my hips from a bird's eye view, they're doing an S position with my legs, okay? So I have this collar grip in, I'm sitting my corner of my butt cheek right on his sternum. Just communicate with the person you're doing it with and they'll tell you if it's not in the right spot, but usually you can just tell by the veins in their head, so it's pretty spot on where I am right now, okay? So again, he's not defending his arm, so I could arm lock him again, but what he's going to do now is defend his arm a bit better. So he might, tuck his hand in. So now it's a bit hard for me to get the arm lock, okay? But as you would know by you training jiu-jitsu, it's very hard to defend two submissions at once, okay? So if he's focusing on defending his arm, I'm just going to put this hand in straight underneath and put the second cross collar grip in here like this, Okay. Now with this collar choke, it's a little bit awkward to finish from here. I can't really get the right angle. So what I'm going to do is put this knee back and go back to a high mount here like this. Just normal, okay? And now all I do is I just drop my weight down through my chest, okay? So all the weight's going through my hands and through his neck. And now I just pull my grips in a little bit to flex my wrist into his throat, and he taps, okay? So we're here again, got my collar grip in, and I'm here. He's defending his arm, okay? He doesn't want to get arm locked. Usually they'll defend the arm straight away because people aren't usually just going to leave their arm up here for you to arm lock. It's like, no one's really going to do that, okay? They're usually going to defend their arm. Especially you can sort of like pull a little bit just to make them think you want to go for it, and then you just go, oh, and put your other hand in the collar. Now I just go back to my knees, here like this, nice tight collar grips, put my weight through my chest, and now flex my wrist into his throat a little bit, and he taps. So just one thing to note with the collar choke, when I have these grips here like this, and I've got the grips in the lapels, what a lot of people do, they try and force their forearms like this down into the person's throat. They go like this to try and put the choke on. But it's just trying to crush the esophagus. It's not going to do anything. What it needs to do is block these arteries on either side of his neck with my wrists. Okay, so when I get these grips in, I don't put my forearms down like this. I actually close my elbows together. Okay, because that closes the hole between my wrists. And now I just flex my wrist into his throat, and he taps. Okay, because if you see this hole here like this, when I go like this with my elbows, the hole gets bigger. When I bring my elbows together, it actually gets smaller. Okay, so when I have these grips in, I bring my elbows together and flex my wrists. Okay, that's how I finish the lapel choke.